Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. What's up? So, what have you been up to?
Just the usual, cooking and all.
Yeah, every time I speak to you, you're always talking about cooking. And
Yeah,
also, I know that you are trying to experiment in the kitchen for the things that you crave for.
yeah, of course, there are a few things that I really crave for, but I never get them.
Yeah, even that's very sad. In fact, I was craving for samosa so much the other day. I actually did
You did
like
make, right? So yeah, you did make
yeah,
them.
I did try to make them. They look a bit like shafale, but they were samosas. Trust me, the filling was very good though. So was a pastry, but I think I could really improve upon the way they looked. Yeah, so I was craving for samosa. I was craving for golgappa, which we got like the ready to eat box. We had
Mm,
that. So
yeah.
yeah, lots of street food we got. Craving
Uh,
for I was craving for roll, so we tried to make roll at
roll, man. Yeah, I really crave for rolls.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something that is hard to get now.
Yeah, so
And
we
I
got
think a
like
lot of street food which is hard to get now. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I miss that aloo tikki, like like dahi bhalle and kebabs, like Patia Mahal ke kebabs. I really miss them. So talking about street food, we have with us somebody who has covered street food extensively in our country, and he could easily be called an expert on Delhi street food. And so without wasting much time and with great excitement, we have Anubhav from Delhi Food Box joining us on Catching Up. Hi.
Hello, hello. Can you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So how have you been, Anubhav? How's
I'm.
this lockdown been like for you?
Oh, it's really tough for me. I'm not the person to sit at one place. I love walking around. I love talking to people. So it's very difficult for me being at home, especially living in a small apartment in Delhi,
Hmm.
where you don't interact much with your neighbors as well. So that's a very difficult time for I think most of us.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's very difficult to be at home and not go out, and especially when you are so habitual of traveling and meeting so many people. And I'm sure you must be missing your street food as well.
That's true. That's true. Missing street food, missing talking to street food vendors, and all the actions on the streets. But I
Yeah,
hope
I
this shall should pass. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been months that we are in this complete lockdown, which means that, like you're saying, that you can't go out, you can't eat street food, you can't, interact with people. So do you
hmm
think, like, now that, we've been in this lockdown for so long, the street food vendors who earn on daily basis, since you know them so personally and you interact with them so closely, I'm sure you would
hmm
know, like, how things have affected them in terms of
hmm
business.
So, if you talk about street food vendors, we need to first understand the structure of street food vendors in India, like where they work. First, there are street food vendors who work in the shops. There are
Hmm.
restaurants, then you have street vendors selling street food on the streets, like pavements or maybe nearby schools or colleges or near offices. And then there's another category which we call you can call it semi restaurant or
Hmm.
kind of dhaba kind of structure or local eatery that also comes under street food. Like say
Hmm.
if we are talking about old Delhi's paratha shop. So
Hmm.
that parathe wala shop is also a street food. If you go to
Hmm.
Jama Masjid and eat butter chicken at Aslam Chicken Corner, that's also
Hmm.
a street food shop.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
majority of the workers who are working there, that's a local food first. Then the people who are working, they all are migrants. If you go
Hmm.
to old Delhi paratha shop, 100% of the workers are migrant from Bihar.
Hmm.
And then if you go to Aslam Chicken shop, most of majority of the workers who cook the food are migrants from UP.
Hmm.
So that's another category, and then the second category is like ready wala patri pe jo dukaan lagate hain. That's another category of street food vendors. Yeah, so for both of them, it's very challenging time, and I've been in touch with most of the street food vendors, specifically in Delhi and other cities as well, but majority of them in Delhi. So I've
Hmm.
realized, like talking to them, there are some seasonal street food vendor migrants. Like if you talk about Daulat ki chaat wala, they
Mm.
Hmm.
usually come to Delhi from Muradabad.
Hmm.
They come here on the streets of Old Delhi. They work for 6 months, and then 6 months either they are back to their villages or they sell something else. Like they'll
Hmm.
start selling kulfi, or they will
Hmm.
start selling golgappa, or
Hmm.
they diversify into some other field. So for them, they have some savings left over from their previous season, like winter season. So they are surviving on that, but that won't last for say more than 2 3 months. After that, they will be in trouble. And then second category is that majority of street food workers who work in these shops. So majority of them, they have gone back to their villages. Like I was talking to Paratha Wala guy, the oldest paratha shop in Delhi, which is established in 1872. I was talking to Manish, the owner. He was telling me all the workers have gone back to their villages and they are not going to start the shop. Now, if you talk about just the business of street food vendors, that is been affected a lot. I've been raising their concerns on social media platforms everywhere for last couple of months. Like I started talking about this in India, there is no association for street food vendors.
Hmm.
Like for
Mm.
restaurants, you have NRAI, National Restaurant Association
National.
of
That's
India.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But I spoke to NASFI, National Association for Street Vendors of India. They organize street food festival. They have a street food program as well. I spoke to Sangeeta, who is the head of street food program at NASFI. She told me there is not a single organization that works just for street food vendors in India. They have a program, but they don't work specific. They work for street vendors, but not street food vendors. And when I asked her like how many street food vendors are in Delhi, she said out of street vendors, she said 30% of the vendors are street food vendors. Huge, it's huge. But there is no association of them. No one is talking about them. How are they surviving? How are they going to survive post COVID? The restaurants are coming up with their new systems, like they have zero touch, where people will order through the app. They will make digital payments. But for street food, I don't know how they are going to cope up post COVID. So what we are doing is that we started this campaign called Stand with Street Food Vendors, where we are talking to them. Secondly, we are doing a kind of sample survey where we have prepared a questionnaire and we have circulated it all over India. And we have received almost in 3 days, we have received more than 250 plus responses where we are asking people how, like, what's the frequency of them eating street food, why they eat street food, and what all changes they think that should be incorporated post COVID for safe street food. So hopefully, we'll compile it and then we'll give it to FSSAI, that's Food Safety Standard Authority of India, and they have a project called Project Clean Street, and then they can implement them.
So, do you think like how we see in Southeast Asia, like in especially in Bangkok, like where street food is so popular, so they have something called licenses and they called hygiene certification. This system is in place for them. They need to follow it, and the hygiene standard, the sanitization standard, the licenses are all in place. So, do you think that kind of system can take place in India as well, especially in big cities where there are many number of people indulging with in street food?
In those countries, they have food streets. It's very organized sector. I think now it's the time to talk about with the government to set up food street in all different locations in Delhi so that they can be organized at one place, and then the government can also regulate them. Like say maybe say I stay in Mukherjee Nagar. Near Mukherjee Nagar, there's a big marketplace called Batra Cinema Hall. Near Batra Cinema Hall, if they are scattered all over that place, instead of doing that, they could come under one roof, not under one roof, maybe on one particular street. All the street food vendors, they can have proper dustbins set up. They could be numbered by the municipal corporation. Then they can sell the food. Then there could be hygiene inspector going and inspecting all the street food vendors. The government can provide them potable water so that they can cook the food. Then disposal, the plates could be set up. So they could be well organized if they have set up in one street. Secondly, I think it's also about creating a ecosystem where just to have all the stakeholders under one roof. Like in Delhi, we have municipal corporations, then we have FSSAI, then we have street food vendors. So all of them, they have to come together and then start the hygiene and other practices.
Correct, correct. And you also spoke about, the staff being mostly being migrants. So,
Uh-huh.
and most of them have left the cities. So, do you think they'll be able to come back? And if they do, like, will they be able to maintain the food costs that they were producing earlier? Because now with the effect on economy, things will be much more expensive than what it used to be. So, how do you think that is going to work out for them?
See, most of the migrant workers, they will come back. The first thing they moved out of their villages was because of work. That's what we call push migration. They migrated from their villages to the cities in search of work. So now they are back to their villages, but after few months, maybe once their savings are over, so most of them, they will have to come back to the cities and they will again start their work. It will be a bit challenging for them, and so they will come back. And secondly, about the pricing and all those stuff, I think the pricing would be again very nominal. Majority of people living in India, they depend on street food. So I think they will keep the price also very reasonable and affordable so that everyone can eat out.
No, so what my point was that they will do, but for them to
Uh-huh.
incur, they will have to pay for their inventory, na their
The
produce.
produce will become expensive.
They for
So
them the
Yeah,
produce will become expensive. So how are they
produce
going to
produce will
contain the
give.
food cost?
See, the thing is that the most of the street food vendors, anyways, they don't have any storage place. So whatever they buy it on daily basis. So it's not like a restaurant where they buy meat for 15 days once or
Mhm.
twice in a fortnightly. So they buy it on everyday basis. So I think the pricing would also depend on the market prices. There would be a bit of inflation, but that will be also under control. They won't be keeping it more.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
in general, like it is impossible for them to go to Mandi because most of the places where this virus has spread, like Chennai and everything, it has been through vegetable markets and everything. And even in Delhi, Azadpur Mandi, there's so many restrictions. So obviously,
Mhm.
how long do you see before they actually manage to come back? I don't think it can happen before the vaccine or some kind of medicine is available, right? So that would be a very long time. And do you think they will be able to just survive because some might be just daily wages, right?
See, majority of street vendors, what I have realized in my locality where I stay, most of them who are from Delhi, they all have diversified into selling vegetables.
Hmm.
So that's first
Correct.
thing that has happened.
Hmm.
Instant
Okay.
you can see. Secondly, if you talk about the mandis and all those stuff, it is going to have impact for a longer time. We have to survive with COVID. So we
Yeah.
all have to adopt the safeguards, whatever the government is telling us to wash our hands, to maintain social distance, to cover our faces with masks. So that's all we have to adopt it, and I think everyone will do it for survival.
But
Mm.
matlab, how do you do social distancing, and how do you maintain that decorum in a place like say Chandni Chowk, Matia Mahal, which are very crowded areas, and amazing street food is available there. Like that is where
Mhm.
you get like real good food. So
Mhm.
how do you practice social distancing there? How do you avoid the physical contact?
See, everywhere you have to educate. I won't be the right person. Like say, everyone has to cooperate. Everyone has to work. In many cities, they are doing. In Lucknow, I was reading it somewhere that they have started opening on one particular day. Left side shops are open. The second day, right side shops are open. If you talk about Matia Mahal, Haji Hussain shop would be open. Second day, Aslam Chicken shop would be open. So people can avoid overcrowding.
I think
And
you
then
should
they
not
have to
take these names. I'm getting all the cravings to eat all this.
yeah, and secondly, I think they also have to issue maybe some say coupons. Say if you are going to Parathe Wali Gali or Parathe Wala shop, not everyone can stand in the line because it's very crowded. It's so the best would be to issue them tokens and they can give the time. कि आपका टाइम 7 बजे आएगा. You have to come at 7:15. Every 50 minutes the table is getting clean. So they have to adapt some systems. If they have to survive, they have to do it.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking this only. Like right now, we're talking about bit small places, this that. But there are guys on the radies who are just selling golgappas. It's unavoidable to not touch the golgappa and then not later on me picking and eating it. It's just what could be the solution for that?
I always say it's all about creating a positive ecosystem.
Hmm.
And we have to take into concern first the hygiene part, how the food is prepared, how the person who's preparing the food, he is maintaining the hygiene. Like say छोले कुलचे खा रहे हैं तो
Hmm.
छोले कुलचे में how is he preparing it, उसी हाथ से वो नोट भी करेंसी भी ले रहा है, उसी हाथ से वो छोले भी बना रहा है,
Hmm.
उसके बाद वो सर्व कर रहा है तो न्यूज़पेपर में सर्व कर रहा है, न्यूज़पेपर कितने लोगों ने टच किया है, उसके
Hmm.
बाद वो वहाँ जा रहा है. So you have to keep in mind the whole cycle of hygiene in
Hmm.
that particular shop. Same goes for Golgappa vendor.
Hmm.
सेकेंडली वो वेंडर्स के साथ कैसे एक्सचेंज कर रहा है अबाउट द पेमेंट सिस्टम.
Hmm.
करेंसी कितने लोगों ने छुआ है, उसके बाद उसके पास आया है, उसके बाद फिर लोगों के पास गया. So we have to keep in check that as well. So I think we have to train the street food vendors in digital payment. They should know how to accept payments to Paytm or Google Pay or Phone Pay, whatever digital payment options are there. Then third, there should be a display of guidelines to be followed by your street food vendors. Maybe it could come out with from FSSAI, they could come up with guidelines and they can display it saying that the street food vendors is following all these guidelines कि जो वो अपना सोर्स कर रहा है, जिससे वो खाना बना रहा है, वो पानी कहाँ से इस्तेमाल करता है, everything like should be displayed in the shop so that we can feel confident, we can feel comfortable eating out at his cart. And then I think the best would be for the government and the civil society to come together. I have proposed that we could start a program calling street food ambassadors. Maybe in every location we could have a street food ambassador from civil society. Like say, I can take care of street food vendors living within half a kilometer range where I stay, or maybe 1 kilometer range. And I can, there will be around how many vendors? There will be 50, 60 street food vendors, maybe 100 of them. We could maybe go and see how they are maintaining the hygiene, whether they are accepting payments digitally, not exactly hygiene head, maybe just to help them.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So these are the few
Okay.
things which we could
Hmm.
help
Hmm.
street food vendors
Hmm.
for the survival, to maintain their skill sets, and to help them with their livelihood.
It was quite a great input from your end. I wanted to ask you, like, now that you have stayed in your home for such a long time, what is it that first thing that you will eat once you are able to eat it? Like, what would be that one thing?
My favorite street food in whole of Delhi is Aslam butter chicken. I love that taste. So
Oh.
if
That's quite an
anyone asks
indulgence.
me, yeah, I'm planning to go to Old Delhi next week anyhow to see how it is working. Maybe after Eid, once Eid is over. So yeah, the first dish would be butter chicken. I'll go to Aslam's chicken shop and eat butter chicken, and talk to Arbaz bhai, Aslam bhai, because
Yeah.
Old Delhi is like second home for me. I am there
Yeah.
almost during October to March, 7 to 8 hours every day. So I am really missing all the chaos of Ramzan and all the celebrations, everything.
Yeah.
What about you, Burjas? What would be the first thing that you would like to eat?
I said na roll. I want to have
Ah,
a roll.
okay.
Yeah, I want to have a role.
I think
Basically, it's
for
been
me,
such a long time because I can't make any other thing also. But somehow, like I got like this McCain's ki tikki. I fried it and had it. Like it's not the same thing, but it's still like it will do. But I can't make golgappa. I can't make rolls and everything. So probably I will do probably go for that, something like that. But I just wanted to ask on a personal note, like so Anubhav, you've been like organizing food walks, right? So right now,
Yeah.
like because that is not happening, and probably it will not be happening for a while. So what are you planning to do about that? Like, because that is also a very integral part of your business and the work that you do.
So yeah, street food tours. As of now, we have started working on virtual street food tours. So when we say virtual food tours, street food tours, it will be paid. So people can sign up. We are working on two tours: breakfast tour of Old Delhi and Old Delhi evening food tour, where you can. It won't be that exceptional like a 360-degree virtual. You have just signed up. It will be very much human to human interaction will be there. So we have a team of food guides who do food tours in Old Delhi. So you
Mm.
can sign up. You can pay very nominal amount. We will keep it under 200, 300 rupees, not more than that. Where we'll give you couple of recipes as well of street food dishes in Old Delhi, and then we'll take you on a food tour of Old Delhi covering 8 food stops. It will be like more about you can listen to the commentary of the food guide, and then
Okay.
there'll be visuals as well. Like कि हाँ हम लोग यहाँ start कर रहे हैं. This is the map of Old Delhi. We are standing at gate number 3, Chavri Bazaar. Now
Okay.
the first food stop on your left hand side is Ashok Chaat Bhandar. Then you talk about that particular shop. You share the story and talk about more flavors and everything. Then you walk few steps. What you see on both the sides. So it will be kind of a virtual experience of 45 minutes to an hour. And so that's what we are working on. But again, you can do a food tour, you can walk, you can do a virtual food tour, but you'll miss the taste and
Of
experience.
course, like खाना कैसे
So that
खिलाएंगे?
I
खाना
know,
कैसे
I know,
खिलाएंगे.
I
तो हम
know.
लोग कुछ रेसिपीज दे सकते हैं कि छोटी मोटी
हाँ,
रेसिपीज बनाएं. फिलहाल
possible.
तो यही
Speaking
है.
of
एंड
recipes, have you tried making something in this whole time when you were missing something?
Any of yeah,
Did
any
uh,
you
of
did you try the recipe yourself?
honestly, I haven't tried because I live with my parents. My mom is a great cook, so she cooks and I
अरे
eat.
यार,
So
wow,
that's what I do. So
lucky
I'm
you.
not cooking much. Yeah, and secondly, I love cooking non-vegetarian food, and at home everyone is a vegetarian, so
Yeah.
I don't get to cook non-vegetarian food. So 2 महीने हो गए. More than 2 months, I haven't had any non-vegetarian day. Just by telling you, like the first dish I'm going to eat is butter chicken. I'm like literally craving for it. कि वहाँ जाके kebab और chicken खा के आए. So
Yeah,
ये
Yeah,
है.
yeah,
true.
yeah, absolutely. Anyway, thank you so much for giving us time and being so kind for sharing all this information. And congratulations on your 5 lakh subscribers.
Yeah,
And
Thank you,
congratulations.
thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
hope it's onwards and upwards for you. And I had a lovely time talking to you.
So thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I hope to see you soon in person, very, very
Yeah,
soon.
hope to
Hopefully,
see
we are
you
able to do
and
that.
probably feast on some really nice chicken
Butter
after the
chicken
butter
together.
chicken
Yeah,
together
yeah,
and some
yeah,
kebabs. Yeah,
Anytime,
yeah. Have fun
anytime,
in Old
anytime.
Delhi when you're going next time, and happy Eid to
Thank you.
you.
all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy, happy.
Chalo, okay. Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye, bye, bye,
Yeah,
Bye
stay
bye.
safe. Bye, bye, bye.
bye, bye.
Did you enjoy and did you learn a lot about the street food, how it functions, the system functions, and what we could look in future?
Yeah, it was very insightful. Matlab, because he's such an expert, so he knows so many things which probably doesn't cross like normal people's mind. Where does the food come from? Do the people who work on these stalls come from? And also
Yeah.
his suggestions were very practical. कि हाँ ठीक है, मतलब whatever can be done, at least somebody is offering their suggestions to the
Hmm.
government. It is up to the government to take them, and I hope they do. It will be
No, one
actually
could
it
see.
will really help Delhi's food culture, because a lot of time that is the flake that Delhi food or even street food gets. It's because of the hygiene and just some quality control standards or whatever. But if it becomes a little more organized, then it will be beneficial for everybody, not just the consumers, but also for the vendors
Culture,
also,
the culture of the city, and
and the vendors also, because
yeah.
they will be the one who will benefit from all the influx that will come. Right now we might just get 2% or 2.5% of tourists, but as compared to Thailand or some people, because they have managed to really tap into these things, and if we can do it, I think we can do much better than them, because we have such a rich food culture,
Yeah,
street
I
food
mean,
culture.
that's what, like, our palette is such a wide and color and colorful and vibrant in terms of our food choices and availability of dishes, that
Mm.
I think if we take all of these measures into consideration, we are looking at something which is going to blow everybody's mind, because that's how good and amazing our
Mm.
street food is, and it is that heartbeat of a city. That's what we grew up on, that's what we thrive on, and that's what is in our bloods. Like, you travel anywhere, you would be like, I want a golgappa. So,
Yeah.
yeah, or a samosa. And from Anubhav's conversation, I could see that his heart lies in this,
Yeah.
how deeply he feels for it.
Mm.
So, the kind of solutions he's given is only going to benefit everybody.
It's not just Delhi, it's like pan India. Everywhere we
Exactly,
get
pan
street food.
India, everywhere there's
It's a
such
huge
variety
thing.
of amazing food.
Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
should
and
just have a ministry for that only. कि भैया एक
yeah,
ministry बना दो जो street food
yeah.
का ध्यान रखेगी. That's all.
Like,
Because
मुझे
there are
लगता
so
है,
many people.
हाँ, like मुझे लगता है that if you want to know a city very well, go
Yeah.
to like these street places and you would know what is the heart, what is the pulse of a city. So I think it's that important, because it is what we are. We
Mm.
are street food eating people.
Mhm.
Street food loving people, actually, not
Yeah.
just eat.
We didn't ask you what is that one thing that you would have once this whole thing opens up, and probably you get your first chance at eating some street food.
I think after Anubhav has mentioned Aslam butter chicken, I think I would also think about that only. But I would love aloo tikki and dahi bhalla. Dahi bhalla is like God.
Yeah, thank Allah.
And aloo tikki also. I love that.
Okay.
And I think I would also love chole kulche and pav bhaji. I mean, everything. I mean, everything.
Chole bhature.
Well, I don't want to like offend people, but I'm not a big fan. So, with
Okay.
chalega, nahi milega to chalega.
nahi, I think I dream of chole bhature sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, I know that about you.
So, okay, on that note, I think we can sum this
Yeah.
up that
Yes.
we are all looking forward to ending of this pandemic, and hopefully we'll get back to better times. Yeah, we'll be able to feast on all these amazing, glorious street foods.
Yes. And in the
Yeah.
meantime, you stay safe, you stay home, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and stay safe. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.